So in a move that absolutely beggars belief, Premier League clubs have voted against a proposal to fast-track a ban on loan moves for players moving to England's top flight between associated clubs in the January transfer window. The temporary measure was recommended to safeguard the integrity of the competition, while simultaneously providing the necessary time to find a more permanent solution, with the likes of RB Leipzig using sister clubs like Salzburg, who also fall into the Red Bull umbrella, to abuse the system. The fear for the premise that Newcastle will now be able to do the same with 4 Saudi Pro League sides who are also owned by the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, with speculation suggesting Ruben Neves might be the first to make the move over to Tyneside, although The Athletic have suggested that those reports are wide off the mark. Now, in case you're unaware of how all this panned out, all 20 Premier League clubs had a meeting at the Churchill Hotel in London on Tuesday to vote on the proposed ban, and while 13 clubs were in favour of the aforementioned proposal, any amendment required a 2/3 majority, which means that they fell one club short of the required 14 to make a change. Personally, I reckon the threshold at shareholders' meetings should simply be to have over 50% of the votes, but for whatever reason, the Prem have opted against going down this road. Contrary to popular belief, this doesn't mean Newcastle can go apeshit by dipping into the Saudi Arabian market as and when they please. As things stand, Premier League clubs are only allowed to register a maximum of 2 players on loan at a time, so it's not quite as big a loophole as one might initially think. However, a conversation is most certainly required in regards to deals taking place amongst related parties, as I'm sure you've seen with the City Group, who currently have 12 clubs listed as subsidiaries. Man City, who are obviously the flagship side, are able to sell their deadwood to the likes of Melbourne and New York City while also bringing in the best young talent through the doors from a Girona or Palermo, with the former currently sitting pretty on top of La Liga, and this sets a dangerous precedent for the game as a whole. In fact, 11 of the 20 clubs in the English top flight have connection to other clubs through their owners, as showcased by the graphic on screen, and that will likely become 12 once Sir Jim completes his partial takeover of Man United, so something's got to give. That being said, I have no faith whatsoever in the relevant authorities doing the right thing. Everton have been docked 10 points while Tottenham questioned about a transfer that took place 15 years ago, yet Man City with 115 charges against them haven't so much as gotten a slap on the wrist. That's not me being bitter, by the way. They're quite clearly the best team in the country and continue to reach unprecedented heights, but it just goes to show you that money talks. It's important to note that this is as much a societal issue as it is a footballing one. I don't know how many of you have seen the emails leaked from the UK's Foreign Office, but the government essentially pressured the Premier League into putting their differences aside with the PIF so that the takeover of Newcastle could go ahead without upsetting their Saudi overlords in the name of commercial interests, and of course to safeguard national security. As is normally the case, plebs like you and I can do fuck all except sit back and watch greed triumph yet again, and it really is depressing to see just how intertwined politics has become with sport. Do let me know what you make of all this down below. Feel free to share any suggestions you may have to combat the issues football is currently facing, and I'll catch you in the next one, folks. Peace.